Welcome to this video, which hopefully will help students navigate through the basics of Mozilla Firefox, that particular internet browser. Right off the bat again, my disclaimer is to please understand that if you have a different version of the browser on your computer and you're one of those high maintenance exact words type persons, you may find some differences in your book and even on this video from your particular version of Firefox. So know that up front in case that concerns you, and make the adjustments accordingly. I'll open Firefox by clicking on the logo that I have on my screen. This is very easy to install, and I'll get this to pop up here. The page I have up here right now happens to be the Walmart supermarket. It has a supermarket, the Walmart page, just to have it because my mom always shopped at Walmart. In any event, when you pull up Firefox, you get basically something called the navigation bar, which has the backward and forward button on the left, the address bar where you type in all the www.blah-blah-blah.com business. You'll have the star, which is universal across a lot of browsers for bookmarks, where you want to save references to pages that you may not remember or really do like. The refresh button is there. The search tool for Google by default happens to be there. The home tab, and then another menu that basically has something they call the library or the bookmarks. They call it a favorite center in Internet Explorer. Here they call it a library. If you click this arrow over here next to the orange Firefox button, you'll get a lot of options here. One of them I wanted to show you right off the bat is the help button, and look for something that says about, in this case about Firefox, and this will tell you what version of Firefox you have. That's always very handy to remember. So this one is version 18.0.2. I'll close this window. As you go through Firefox, there are some additional bars that are available. Let me see if I can close this. Sorry about that. There are some additional bars available in Firefox. If I go down here to Options, you'll see something called a menu bar. Now I want you to watch the screen. When I click the menu bar, that orange Firefox button will disappear because the browser program is assuming you like the traditional menu where you've got File and Edit and View and History, a lot like Internet Explorer, and you can certainly use that if you want to. If you wanted to get your orange button back for more security, you won't be able to click at the very top of the screen because you'll get the buttons to minimize and maximize and restore and close your windows. But if you go down here where I've got the various tabs set up just in the lower part of this top area and right click, you can unselect or deselect the menu bar. That will disappear. The navigation bar is the one we have on the screen now where I can type in the addresses, and by clicking this I'll get my orange button to return to the screen. If I want to have a new window or a new tab, I can go down to this button. New tab, of course, will let me have a new place to add a window within, or to add a new page. I'm being distracted by noise outside, I'm sorry. When I click new tab, I can add another website or web page to this location. So if I wanted to go into, say, I don't know why I thought of AMC TV. Let me see if that works. AMC.com. I think that's it. AMCTV.com, and I can go in and have that site set up. When I close this entire window or minimize it, every window goes down with it because these are set up as individual tabs. Now you may have noticed something I did with Gaston College just a few minutes ago. If I wanted to do a new window, I can go into this new tab option under the Firefox button, choose new window, and I'll get a completely brand new window from what I had earlier. This is what I had a minute ago with Gaston College. So if I wanted to go to Central Piedmont Community College's site, the big one, the big community college in Charlotte, assuming this will come up, that will be under a separate window completely from the other. So if I were to minimize this window, those others are still in place because I did those with tabs rather than windows. So hopefully this helps in terms of understanding the difference between the tabs and the windows. Once again, this orange button is really the heart of the Firefox browser, where you find pretty much everything you want to find. If you wanted to go in and go into options and then choose the options button again, you can go into several tabs. The general tab will basically allow the different types of scrolling. You can read this for yourself and see what's going on with it. Information about the tabs. There's information about privacy, about specific websites you don't want to be track. Can't talk today. Security, and even looking at the add-ons that you want to put in there to make your browser that much more enhancing for you. One other item you want to know about, or should know about, that's very big with browsers, is the library. Now, Internet Explorer, as I said before, I think calls it the favorites center or the favorites bar. We have something in Firefox that's referred to as the library that contains the history of what websites you've been on. It has tags to remember what websites you want to look for, maybe that you have bookmarked, and as I mentioned just now, the bookmark concept, which allows you to organize the pages that you want to remember. And you've got actually a couple of ways to get to your bookmarks. You've got in your main orange button, of course, you can look in and look at the Bookmarks Toolbar. I'll show that to you right here under Options. If you click on the Bookmarks Toolbar, you'll see a list right below the address where you type the www stuff. You'll see most visited, getting started, and any kind of bookmark you had there you would see indicated on your screen. And for example, if I wanted to bookmark this particular page, I could right click the page and I can click on bookmark this page. If I wanted the AMC page to be bookmarked, I just right click and choose it, and I'll get, and again I can do this in several places. You'll notice this little screen that came up that allows me to do a bit more editing to it. I can get it from there by right clicking. I can choose the star that's in the address bar to bookmark the page. I can also go to a particular menu. Now notice right here the bookmarks bar that says most visited, getting started, etc. If I were to click this again and take the Bookmarks Toolbar off the screen, this home button will now move over to the side and you'll see a menu. Pardon me about that. You will see a little drop down menu next to the star, and this gives you again various versions of how you can view and edit the bookmarks that you have. You have the specific toolbar, as I mentioned before. If you click it, you'll see the toolbar with the actual list of your bookmarks right there. If I get rid of that by deselecting or unchecking it, I'll get my drop down menu. So if I wanted to bookmark this page, I could do like I did before, right clicking, or I could just bookmark the page. Now when I bookmark the page, I'll come up with an edit screen here. Again, the star has become kind of universal for bookmarks across a lot of browsers. And if I wanted to bookmark this Walmart page, for instance, that happens to be up here now, I can either just click by default with the word done, or I can click a little arrow right next to the word folder, and I can go in and I can look at different folders. I can even make a new one, and I can put various tags for it. What I've done here is I have the name Walmart, and I have some tags already pre-listed: department, shopping, store, even though universally we probably all know what Walmart is, but it may be kind of a mom and pop small business store whose name I may not remember, and I may have some tags where I may have hundreds of bookmarks in my website, and I want to be able to find a particular page so I can search for them within the bookmarks instead of the big internet with billions of sites. I can search by these individual tags. So I'll click done right here. I'll go to another one for right now, and I'll go into our community college page. I'll go to clevelandcc.edu and pull that one. If I wanted to bookmark that page, I can click over here in the menu. I'll choose bookmark this page. This time I don't necessarily want this certainly to be under stores, for instance, but I might want a new folder. So I can click right next to where you see the word folder. It says bookmarks menu, but if I go over all the way to the right, there's a little drop down arrow, and that will show me all the folders that I have in my library. And I can actually go in and click new folder, and let's say I want to have one that's called school, and maybe someone's going to Cleveland, they want to check out Gaston, they want to check out Gardner Webb for transferring later or what have you. I'll make that new folder right there, and I can actually put some tags associated with this site. When I go ahead and enter that school, I've got that there. I still have the name of my site, and I might want to put Cleveland as a tag. Separating these by commas, I may want to put community college, or I can just put community comma college. I can put a lot of tags there to help me remember this page in case I would forget it sometime. And I can click. So what will happen is that Cleveland Community College's page will be saved inside this folder called school with these tags. I click done, and it's now a part of my library of sites that I've bookmarked. Now when I click the bookmark toolbar, you'll notice that it's not necessarily there
But if I wanted to, I can still right click in that area, do a new bookmark, and just to make something different here, let me go over and go back to that AMC TV site that I had earlier and pull that over here with these tabs. I can right click in the Bookmarks Toolbar, do a new bookmark, and again, if I want, I can have the option of putting this in a sidebar on my screen, or I can just add this to my site if I wanted to do that. So you can add them to the toolbar, and you can add them to the library itself. I'm going to go back and look at this toolbar one more time, look at these bookmarks one more time with you. I'm going to go to Show All Bookmarks. This gives me a big library of everything that I have. And if I were to go over here on the left hand side, I've got my folders, store, where Walmart is. I've got school, where I've got Cleveland Community College. I've got all my tags listed. The tags are separate because the tags are very generic, kind of like a search engine. You've got all your tags built in right there where you can search through these bookmarks very quickly if you want to. You have an organize menu where you can go in and add new folders right here as well. You just got a little bigger set of options in the library than you do in the bookmarks bar itself. Again, just another option that I wanted to introduce you to right here. Moving away from the bookmark business, if you wanted to look at the history of the places you visited, you can go to the Firefox button and choose history, and you can show all history, recent history, whatever. You've got a list right here of everything, but I'm going to go ahead and click show all history, and I can break this down. Again, notice this is part of the library as well. Not only are the bookmarks and the tags in the library, but so is the history. If I click today, let me get this to work. Here are sites I've visited during this particular time that I've been making this video, and it will show you everything that a person has gone through on this computer where they've browsed. You can change this history and make it private by again clicking the Firefox button, and there's an option, the second one down below, new tab, that says start private browsing. A dead giveaway for this is when you click it and choose to confirm private browsing where your history won't be there. It will change the color of the Firefox button to a purple color. You still got the menu options that are listed, but it's now purple instead of orange. So if I were to go, let's say to, and I hope I got this right, let's say I will go to the Garden Web site, and for some reason you didn't want anybody to know that you went to Garden Web site. There it is. If I go into my history once again and look at all my history for today, here's today's history. If you can see this in the list, and hopefully this will come up shortly, got a little bit of a stick, you may notice, if you can see this, that Garden Web's site is not listed there because I've gone into private browsing. So another option you have if you like. If you want to save this web page, you can go in and the same menu, choose Save Page As. Again, you've got the options for save as type, just like you do with Internet Explorer. You probably want to choose complete so that you get the entire page with all the video, graphics, pictures, colors there. If you choose HTML only, you'll get the language. If you choose text files, you won't get the media portions that go with it. You can also print the pages if you need to as well. Again, the heart of this pretty much is going to be the button over in the corner. Much smaller set of toolbars than you have typically with Internet Explorer, although you have quite a few. One right here, for instance, called Add-Ons. You may have special programs. This is available in all the browsers. Add-ons are basically items that will allow you to enhance your website all that much more. It may be something that lets you view PowerPoint slides more easily. It may be one that controls cookies that where advertisers try to get on your site, and it will block those for you. You may have a special shortcut for YouTube. Again, just get familiar with the browser and see what you like and dislike about it. I hope this video has helped a little bit to go beyond just what the textbook says.